Welcome back to Toy Art. I'm your host, Zach, and today we're doing something a little unique in the fact that I'm going to talk about something I won. I entered on X a Super 7 contest because they were giving away the Super7's Super Cyborg snake armor. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. Let me show you a little shot of what he looks like. He a big boy. He big. Grande. So, let's get into it. Let's see if these bad mama jammas are worth it, right? Let's go. Alright, let's get on in with it. My stupid setup is not wanting to stay set up. Okay. Alright, let's get on into it. Look at this bad mama jamma. It is huge. It's taking up most of my light box here. So I'm going to move it back just a hair so you can see the front a little bit better. Packaging on this is great. You know, Cobra snake only has 6 points of articulation on there, but it's not meant to have a whole lot of articulation. It's a big cyborg robot. And nuclear at that. I did not know that. So, let's turn it around. On our side, we have a nice little diagram of all the different parts. And then, of course, your file card. Classic. I did not know this weighed 700 pounds. But it only goes 12 miles per hour. Like these little pieces of information on there are just great. I love a real file card. So I'll probably clip that and keep it for later here. And of course, on the back, we have the whole effing show. Is, you know, it's faction, like laser cannons, sensory visor, central radiator. Like I said, it's nuclear or core processor, detachable arm, trooper containment area. It's supposed to be 11 feet tall. Once you get like you're in the real world with it, so it's a big boy. And then on the other side here, what the set includes, and it comes out and opens like a little Russian doll, basically. You can activate as it activates. There is a Cobra Trooper inside there, so yeah, let's crank this bad boy out and open it on up. Alright, so finally out of the package. That thing took forever. It was extremely well packed. Good on you, Super 7. So what's kind of cool about this is that it has multiple attachments, right? So these come off extremely easily. And you can see one is like a rocket. And they're nice, thick plastic. They're not going anywhere. One's like that wrench like the classic robot had. Got a little bit of like what looks like a little gun. Honestly, it looks like Megatron's arm cannon to me. So it's got a nice arm cannon action there, and then of course that Gatling gun, small one, so you can have multiple. So you can have guns on the points here, and they attach just like that. Very easy to get them attached on through there. The arms do move. So you can move them up and down. The legs will twist around like so. And you can open up the legs, because of course this is Super Cyborg. So I've got my leg compartments open. like so. Get a little bit more light on there, so you can see like right here. It just looks cool. It just really does. And I can open up the front, and I've got 2 leg plates, that front plate, and this plate here as well. So you've got the like inner guts of these things here, and it just looks so cool. Like, this was one of my favorite things growing up with G.I. Joe, and one of the things I really coveted the most was getting these armors. I never was able to get a hand on them. I just loved the design of them as a kid so much, so that I was just like, man, I really want one of these. But by the time I was able to play G.I. Joes, they were kind of discontinued already, unfortunately. So let's open them up. And the plate is pretty easy to get off. You just move it out, whoops, and there you've got your Cobra Trooper right on the inside. No articulation to him whatsoever. So we've got him inside of there. I don't think you can take these plates off. Nope. Those stay as they are. So I think he's a little, proportionally a little bit large. Well, maybe not compared to his legs. I can see them coming down just fine over there. He looks a little surprised, like, "Go, you just found me in here? What's going on?" So, like, you can kind of, if I move him back, you can kind of see his face. I was hoping that you could put an Ultimates in there, but as you can see, it's a lot bigger than an Ultimate. So that's Ultimate Cobra Commander right there, from Super 7, along with his snake armor right next to him. Just a super cool piece of art over here. Let's give it a full... So we've got our insides here, and there's all sorts of cool diodes and diodes, and then like a little control station right by the place where you got to go to the bathroom. So let's give him like a full... I'm going to give him a full 360 in this mode. Then we'll do some more looks at him on around here. So if we take him on the side here, you've got the hazard lights, rock and rolling. He's nice and smooth. And on the back, you can put those attachments on the back. So I could put this back over here. So he can hold everything, which is great. Like I said, they knocked it out of the park with this one as far as I'm concerned. This is such a cool thing to get in the mail. So we've got our Cobra Trooper here. We've got all the different like technology, all the rocket boosting parts. You can see like it doesn't open up. It's Super 7 made in China, 2023 Hasbro. But you can move these that a ways. See on the inside of those legs right there. So let's put them together, huh? So everything snaps on extremely easily. And I think that's one of the nice parts about this figure is that it just has a great sculpt. It has a wonderful ease of putting things onto it, and things like don't fall off. And that's really where it comes down to, like the customization. Like you can display it in so many different ways. I can just pop this right back inside here, and that jumps on there. Like none of these are movable or anything like that, but I just think, you know, like Mark says about those potatoes, I just think it looks neat. It looks so cool from the inside to see what these troopers look like. There is great paint apps on this. There's no, like, one thing I really like is like these are, you know, painted on. Everything about that's like painted on. It's not decals, and they're crisp and they're fresh. And you've got like caution back over here. Everything on this is just top notch. There's no, and it's glossy as well, as you can tell from some of the, as I turn it around. Definitely a nice glossy figure here. I'm gonna put this one on. I might have the arms on, or the legs on wrong. Let's see. Nope, just put them on wrong. Let's assemble him. And then we'll do a full 360 turnaround. I'm going to use one of these as a sweet gun. Get him moving in there. And then the other one here is the classic wrench arm. Then we'll put these back here. And there you go. Snake armor Cobra figure from Super7's. Super Cyborg. Really, like, just knocked it out. And of course, it's number 7 in the series. Nice little self-referential meta comment right there, which I love. Only 5 points of articulation, so this is definitely more of like the art piece, right? And I really want to get the Battle Android Trooper version to stand next to this, because I love the fact that, like, it looks so good here, and it also looks great when you open them up, as you saw. It can be displayed in so many different ways, but it is definitely like a nice, like, sofubi. I'll do a side-by-side comparison here. We did this, and there's another sofubi right over here, is that Bird King. And you can see how tall they are. It's like I said, approximately, like, looking at like that 12-inch, that 1/6 like design. And then Cobra Commander right there, so you can kind of see them all. I'm going to adjust my camera here, so you can see them all wrapped up next to each other. Super7 again, just making great toys, and super stoked that I got one of these guys on the win, because it wasn't something that was really on my radar. It was something, you know, as I turn it around here, it was something that definitely piqued my curiosity. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. Like, one of my favorite parts of the early G.I. Joe episodes was this snake armor. And it's such a, I wish it was, you know, it's kind of more the goofy sci-fi G.I. Joe for sure. But that's kind of my BS, is goofy sci-fi G.I. Joe. I love that stuff. You know, if you want to see it next to a classified figure, here we go. A little range viper speaking out there, chilling. So he's big. He's grande. And that's what I think about this guy, honestly. Like, there's really not much else to say. It's a great piece. I love Super7's work on this. There's a lot of room for customization, but at the same time, I was like, it's not like a Gundam, right? It's already like glossed out. You can, like, it's not a matte finish by any means. And so you could take paint to this and like do some of those lines, but like, man, I'm just gonna put it out there straight up and just be like, yeah, I wouldn't want to. Honestly, I like it as it is. And I mean, you guys know I'm a fan of like letting the mold do its letting the mold do its talking. And then like the customization part comes in later, but this is just a sweet piece, and kudos to Super7 for making it. So as you can see, it's more of a art piece, I think, than an action figure. It has very limited articulation, but it's such a cool piece. I think in the video I was saying, I was like, I love seeing these in the animated G.I. Joe series, and I consider myself a fan of what Super7 is doing with all their deep cuts and all the stuff that I really wanted as a kid. I have a vintage snake armor now as an adult, but when I was a kid, I was like a little too young for that series when it came out. Like, I wasn't into, I was too young to be into G.I. Joe. I would have choked on a pistol or something like that, right? So, do I think it's worth it? I think these are awesome. I've got the Bat one as well. I'll do a review of that one here too. It's the crystal clear version of it, so I'm excited to talk about some of the differences between that one and this one. It's quite a bit smaller. But also, I think that, like, as I look at it, like, it's a really cool piece to have on the shelf. Whether you keep it, like, closed up like I think I'm planning on doing it, or you open this bad boy up and you've got all these Super Cyborg parts. They're releasing some more. They're releasing some more that I'm kind of excited about. There's a Super Cyborg's Super Cyborg. There's a Super Cyborg Krang's android body coming out that I'm gonna have my eyes on, and there's an Optimus Prime coming out. I gotta say, if they make one of Soundwave, I'll be there for that. These guys are pretty hefty prices, being up in like the $70 to $100 range. So keep that in mind if you're out there hunting for these. Usually, you can only get them off that Super 7 website, and I think sometimes you can score them for a little less when they're on sale on Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, that kind of thing. But that, my friends, is my snake armor review. If you liked the video, awesome. Give me some likes. If you hated it, still give me likes. Why not? And are you into Super 7 Super Cyborgs? Are you into Super 7 G.I. Joe? Are you into anything Super 7? Let me know in the comments below what your feelings are on Super 7. I know there's a whole lot of chat in the atmosphere these days, as they say. So until next time, adios.